All the hardships that we face in our lives, all the burdens, all the sorrows, all the pain, is it all for our own good? Let's talk about this in today's video. Hello, good people of the internet. Today's Ask a Human, Not an AI episode features a question from Mayank Tiwari. He asks me, is it true that when we are struggling in life, betrayal from people, facing disappointments at every phase in life, it is because God must have thought something good for us, and one day we will understand why things had to happen the way that they did. You know, one of my favorite Zen stories teaches a very important life lesson about perspective. A teacher once called upon two of his students and gave them a chicken each and said, "Go kill it where no one else can see." This was the only condition: kill the chicken where no one can see. One of the students goes behind a nearby fence, kills the chicken, comes back and says, "Done." The other guy goes all around town for a couple of days, comes back, still hasn't killed the chicken. The teacher asks him, "Why didn't you do it?" And the guy replies back, "I couldn't do it because wherever I go, the chicken sees." You see, every time you're interpreting a life situation or life in general, it is the perspective with which you approach that task, you approach that situation, that governs what you see about that task or that situation. And why am I saying that? Because what you've asked me, is it true that God has thought something good for us and therefore we are facing all the hardships that we're facing in our lives? This is a perspective. This is a perspective which I think is better expressed as everything in your life is happening for you, not to you. I'll repeat it once more. Everything in your life is happening for you, not to you. By all means, consider this to be true. By all means, interpret your life situations in this manner, because I feel that if you incorporate this attitude in your life, you have nothing to lose and everything to gain. Everything in your life is happening for you, is happening for you to make you into the human being that you could be. It's happening for you to take you towards your destiny, not just your fate, your destiny. To understand more about fate and destiny and their difference, watch my video on fate and destiny and their difference. Now, having said that, there is one caveat about this that I want to talk with you. Of course, it's true that everything in your life is happening for you, not to you. It's happening for you to help you grow. So you should be grateful for everything in your life. But do not use this narrative as a band aid over a situation that is demanding some action from you. What do I mean by that? For example, consider that you were actually betrayed by a person. The action that, this is highly subjective, but let's consider for this example that the action that this situation demands from you is to walk away from that relationship, is to walk away from that person, which I think is a reasonable thing to assume. It will have to take a lot of a very different kind of a situation for even after someone having betrayed you, you stay with that person. So let's say you are in a situation where you were betrayed by someone, and the action that you should be taking is stepping away from that situation. But lo and behold, you've heard Chetan talk about how everything in your life is happening for you. All the hardships that you're facing are actually good for you, and therefore, this toxic relationship is good for you, and therefore, you should stay in this situation. You understand where you go wrong with this, because you are interpreting life as everything is happening for me, everything is good for me, and therefore even something that very clearly I should step away from, without any reasoning, without any logic, we start to assume that even this toxic relationship is okay for me. And we use this overall gratitude attitude that we have towards life as a band-aid to stop the bleeding, to stop having to move away from a situation that is actually toxic but familiar. Don't do that. Life is always a mix of being and becoming. Being, in one manner of speaking, is how you are in the world, what your life is right now in this world. Becoming is what you can become in this world, what your life can become going forward. Life is always a mix of these two. At some situations in your life, you go with the flow and you let things be as they are. In other life situations, you have to assert your will and say, "Not on my watch." So that's it. If that is the discernment you can incorporate, by all means, act as if it's true that your life is happening for you, not to you. Until next time, peace out.